Hi guys. So today I want to discuss about one important topic in everyone's life is childbirth. That the like how we can see the good yogas and good combinations for to have a child in one's life, and how we can see that one is going to have a child at what time. And it's like whether I'm not going to discuss about whether one will going to have a child or not, but what are the factors which show that this person how should I say it, like what are the factors which signifies um children's in life, and how to see and which house is actually is the significator of children's, and which planet is responsible for children, and one harmonic chart, a divisional chart, which is actually seen for children's. So all these things we are going to discuss today. So uh, basically the main important house, and that is the house of four, which is actually we always look for children's, is the fifth house in everyone's horoscope. Fifth house though signifies all other things also, like speculative business, your creativity, and sometimes it's seen for the politics also, but it is also seen for children's. So what kind of planets are sitting in fifth house? That is the most important thing. Where is fifth lord is sitting? Is it sitting with malefics? It is sitting with benefics? And what kind of a planet it is? Is it a male planet, female planet, and what sign is there in fifth house, a male or female planet? This will help in judging whether a child will be a male or female. But I'm not going to discuss more on that, whether a child will be male or female, but we'll be going to discuss more on to see that what are the factors and indicators of having a children. So in astrology, the significator of children is Jupiter. Jupiter is the most important planet which is to be seen for having children in one's life. So if your Jupiter is in bad state, or is sitting with malefics in your main birth chart, and if Jupiter is like in state of debilitation, or maybe degree wise Jupiter is low, so that shows that there is a difficulty in having children, or there could be a delay in having children. Delay is always seen through Saturn, so we have to consider Saturn also, whether Saturn is aspecting on your fifth house, or Saturn is maybe sitting in your fifth house. These things will show delay in children's. Male child also like seen through Jupiter also. So what kind of a planets are sitting in fifth house? That is also very important. If suppose Ketu is sitting in your fifth house, this will give some problem in having children, or maybe sometimes a miscarriage can happen if Ketu is sitting in fifth house, especially with planets like Mercury, Venus, or maybe Mars. Then definitely there could be a miscarriage or a delay in children's, or maybe uh, the if in a girl's chart Ketu is sitting in fifth house, or Ketu Dasha is running, then uh, the most probably the baby will be through cesarean, not through a normal delivery, or you can call it at, I mean, you call some people call it a C-section. So these are the things which shows which a person can look, and other things are like what Mahadasha and Antardasha person is running through. That is actually always a triggering thing for any event to occur in your life, whether you are going through fifth lord Mahadasha, or a planet sitting in fifth house Mahadasha, or sometimes a planet aspecting the fifth house, that planet Mahadasha or Antardasha is running. So all these factors have to see what is the timing of a childbirth. Other thing comes in play in is another very important thing, is one divisional chart which is called D7, the Saptamsha divisional chart, which is for children's and happiness. from children. So that chart becomes very important, because sometimes you see that you are running through a planet Mahadasha which is actually not related to fifth house in any case. That planet is not sitting in the fifth house. That planet is not aspecting in the aspecting the fifth house. That planet is not sitting with the fifth lord or aspecting the fifth lord. And there is no combination you can find in your horoscope. Even then, in that planet Mahadasha or Antardasha, you have a child. So how come? So this is what we have to see in the D7 chart also, because you have to look in D7 chart about the ascendant and the ascendant lord. So if suppose ascendant lord dasha is running, then you can have a child in that period also. And if the fifth house lord dasha of your D7 chart is running, so suppose in your D7 chart the fifth house is ruled by Jupiter. So suppose Jupiter dasha is running, but in your main chart, fifth house is ruled by Mars. So you see that in my birth chart, fifth house is ruled by Mars, but I have a child during Jupiter Mahadasha or Antardasha. How come? So that for that you have to see your D7 chart. In D7 chart, if Jupiter is your ascendant lord, or sitting in ascendant, or sitting in fifth house, or fifth house lord, and if Jupiter Mahadasha is going through, the same combinations you have to see in your D7 chart also, which you actually see in your D1 chart or your main birth chart for a childbirth. Because D7 chart is actually the chart which is actually created by surgically opening your fifth house of your horoscope, because all divisional charts are actually the created from your any of the house of the main D1 chart. So this through this also you get to know that in this planet Mahadasha I actually have a child, and that's it. This is my D7 ascendant lord, or my D7 fifth lord, or my D7 the planet sitting in my D7 ascendant, or the planet sitting in my D7 fifth lord. So any of the things can happen for a childbirth. So you have to see all these combinations. Again, for having a child, you have to consider D7 chart importantly, because if the combinations are not good in your birth chart, but they are good in your D7 chart, definitely you will going to have a child. And for the same thing for male and female child also, you have to consider the signs and the planets sitting in the fifth house or aspecting the fifth house, like male and female. So all those things you have to consider for looking those things. Also, for condition of Jupiter is very important in both the charts, in your D1 chart also, in your D7 chart also. If Jupiter is not good in your D1 chart, but it is good in your D7, that's a good thing. But if Jupiter is good in D1, not in D7, that is also okay. Either way, you have to see Jupiter for children's for seeing a children in one horoscope. Another thing which is actually considered to see the timing of a childbirth, which I'm just explaining but we are not going to go much into that, because that's a separate topic of discussion and I'm going to make a separate video on that, is the transits, the yearly transits. I'm not talking about if you see maybe the planets in the sitting in your horoscope. I'm talking about the yearly transits which are happening. So suppose Jupiter may be sitting in your second house, in second house in your horoscope, but Jupiter may be transiting your fifth house, or maybe transiting your ascendant, looking at fifth house through its fifth aspect. So in that case, you have to see the Jupiter transit, and the Mars transit and Saturn transit, to see if they are actually indicating something related to a childbirth, like whether they are respecting your fifth lord, or sitting, or they are actually transiting through your fifth house, or maybe transiting through your fifth lord in D7 also and in D1 also, to see the timing of that birth. Though Mahadasha is the actual time, but Mahadasha period could be very long. Like suppose for in a Mercury Mahadasha, you have Mercury Mahadasha for 17 years. So how will you predict that during those 17 years, which year is the year when you're going to have a child? So that is seen through your yearly transits. So yearly transits become very important in predicting the actual time for any event, for either your marriage, either your childbirth, getting a job, anything. For those, we have to see the yearly transit, and we have to see which house and which planet those planets are actually aspecting. So if Jupiter and Saturn are actually, this is very important, which I have learned through my analysis on different charts. Like whenever Jupiter and Saturn are actually signifying or maybe expecting something common in your chart or in your divisional chart, that event would more likely to happen during that time. If because they too, if they are expecting the same thing or the same house or the same planet, that thing will definitely going to happen during that time period. I have observed that multiple times. So all of these factors you have to consider, seeing timing of a childbirth, and like the whether your child will be male or female, or when you are going to have your child. So all these things, all these factors you have to consider to judge this thing in your birth chart. And because this is the very important thing in everyone's life, because everyone wants to see when they're going to, after marriage, when they're going to have a children. So all these factors will definitely help you to understand and to see your chart and to analyze when you are going to have a child, or like during what mahadasha you are running through and what combinations you have in your horoscope, to see at what time you are going to have your child. So guys, this is my very small analysis. I'm saying this very small because there are a lot of things to analyze in this topic, particularly to see the degree of the planets and the Shadbala concept and all the different things, literally to understand what exactly the planet signifies, and how we can judge that when the child will when one will be going to have a child in their life. So this is just a small overview of how we can see in which house and which planet are actually main responsible for like for children's in one's life. So these factors are actually just an overview to see how we can check the childbirth. So so that's it for today, guys. If you like my video, just hit the like button and do put your comments and questions, whatever you have, in the comment section below, and I'll try to answer them as correctly as possible. Also, if you have any suggestions, or if you have any special topic on which you want me to take on which you want me to make a video, please put that in the comment section, and I'll try to make a video as soon as possible. So, and do subscribe to my channel for latest information on astrology. So, thanks for watching my video, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.